thunder on a rainy night. Steep grade up ahead, slowing down and making no time. Gotta keep it rolling. Those are windshield wipers slapping out the tempo. Break the broken rhythm with the song on the radio. I gotta keep it rolling.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Sunday afternoon. And I think this is the 8th episode of the conversation where I'd like, just kind of chisel out one piece of something to talk about instead of a bunch of topics. And today I thought we'd do catering. And of course, who did I think to call first about catering was the guy that turned me on to the catering apps. I mean, we probably all over time would have learned these. But yeah, I mean, like, to be honest, you got in with those companies before others.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
like,
I'll let you finish the introduction. Go ahead.
No, go. Yeah. I mean, guys, Coach UDM. That's what they call him now, because he's a coach.
Yeah,
he's a coach of some his son's teams, and
yeah.
So, welcome. Thank you.
Hey, thank you for the invite. I said nah because I'm like, man, you are well connected. And I could not believe that you didn't know much about the catering apps or anything before I introduced them.
I think it was just because you've known me. I do the B2B space, and I actually like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I actually like doing that work. So I think it was just like I think even once I first started hearing about it, I was just kind of expecting it to fall quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, this is just the new thing. This is just going to buzz off and nobody's going to make any money and it's going to get oversaturated and it's just going to be a joke in a minute.
Just like everything else, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's literally what I thought. So I was like, making my money in the B2B space. Like, why do I need to go down this road?
Yeah.
And again, like, I do like onboarding to do things, but it was like, I almost, it feels weird because I know a lot of people are like, on board right away and ride that wave. I'm more like the guy who's like, let the wave crash and then come in.
I understand that logic too, because it's almost like a new iPhone. You don't want the fresh one that's fresh off the first batch that they send out.
Yeah,
because that come with the most issues.
Yeah, they'll break. Yeah.
I get it. I totally get it. Yeah.
Plus, I feel like it sets my priorities a little lower. Or my expectations.
Yeah.
It just kind of instead of going, everybody's making $60 an hour, I can go, okay, this is the reality of what you make in here.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when you come in the first days, you're a YouTube channel going, oh, this is the only way. Now you're $900 a minute. Like, it's just not the case. So I just figured, wait it out. But then,
I'm sorry to interject, but if you're making $900 a minute doing gig work, God, man, what app is that?
Yeah, I think it's called the Sell Your Soul app or something. But I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's a lot of money. The companies dump them. None of us are strangers to this. The companies dump the money in to overpopulate the drivers, and they reward them well during the time of building the customer base. Once the customer base is built, they retract on the driver pay and hope that the drivers level themselves out and leave.
It's a shame. That's how it's been. And that's what, excuse me, but it's like, just looking at the years that have gone by with all these different apps and how they have changed towards that model, it's just kind of like a shame, man. It's like, the driver is the front line, the one that's going to pick it up and going to drop it off. Yes, you need the customer, right? Yes, you need the merchant, whoever that person is or whatever business that is. Right. Yes. These people are important. But the third part of that triangle, just to finish off that entire triangle, they are needed just as much. And to see that they get the lower end of anything, it's like, how can you treat them as such, man? It's crazy.
I mean, still to be argued. I mean, especially in the food space, I would say if you're going to be doing delivery, do catering.
I agree.
Absolutely. I mean, like, there's just no question about that. I can, and it's not on the norm, but I mean, like, I see people who get what they call bangers or whatnot that are the
Mhm.
delivered ones for 5, 6. I've never seen one of those personally.
Can, can I say something there about the
Yeah, yeah,
bangers?
please go ahead.
Anything that does not pay $2, $2, $1.50, if it pays you like $30+, let's just look at it from a DoorDasher's perspective for a second. A DoorDasher that sees a $30 offer would consider that to be a banger, right? Especially if it's going like 3 miles. They don't even completely know what the order subtotal is or anything. They would consider that to be a banger. So if you are being paid, excuse me, banger money through a catering deliveries app, to me, it's still $30 is a banger, right?
Yeah.
No matter what app it is. That's my perspective. Like, obviously, there will be the larger ones, but you kind of almost have to be lucky to receive one of those, you know? Um,
Right.
so I just wanted to say that a $30 order can be a banger too. It just depends on what app you receive it on, right?
But does it matter which app you just receive it on? It's still $30, still $30.
I'm saying $30 is still $30, but a driver that is used to work in DoorDash will consider a $30 on DoorDash a banger, but they will consider a $30 on a catering app trash.
Yeah, I guess I see maybe that logic is you're having to, in most cases, the day before, lock down that time.
Yeah. At least you have that pre-scheduled
Yeah.
type of, hey, I know how much I'm gonna make on this day tomorrow or whatever day of the week that you're able to see it for.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, like, I've had a couple hit the triple digits. I've never seen the ones that are like insane. I mean, I've seen other
Uh,
people have them, but I've never
Now,
had one
what do you call insane?
making 400 or 500 bucks.
Well, I think that's market dependent then. Not
Yeah.
necessarily, but I feel like you
But
could
it's
see
not even
that
but
in
it's
your
not
market.
even like a subtotal, there's no, like, relevance to subtotal. It could be like a $2,000 order in Miami could pay you 500 bucks, but a $2,000 order here in Denver might pay me 200.
I was gonna flip that. I was gonna say like Denver, you might
Well,
see that
I
kind of
was
money.
just
Yeah,
examples.
I
But
know.
yeah, yeah.
No, but the thing is, I feel starting at actually just starting at $100 is a banger for
Oh,
catering
yeah,
apps.
yeah.
So if you see the triple digits, doesn't even matter. The very rare ones is the ones that pay 300 or more,
Yeah,
like a $300 tip or just 300 or more. The more regular ones you'll see is like the 200s, but they're still not that they're still as rare as a 300, but you're gonna see more often $100 between 100 and 200
yeah.
more often than anything else.
Well, more often than anything else, you're gonna see 50, 40, 30.
Well, yeah, I was talking about the triple digits
Yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if we're really talking about what you're gonna see the most often is like, especially with like, say, I guess Deliver That, you're gonna see like $20. The $20 on Zifty, $20 on Deliver That, the $20 on Expedite. Yeah, you're gonna see
Yeah,
the $20, the low ball.
yeah. But they do. I will say that, like, you brought up Delivered. I will say with Delivered, I have seen them, what I think to be spread more evenly.
Mhm.
When I had Chris on and I asked him, I said, is the way the Emerald tier program set up now that, that it's that more people are, because everybody's 4 tier Emerald. Like,
Of course,
so
yeah.
I'm like, is it distributing more evenly? Which was always something I thought. Of course, the people in that program wouldn't think so. But
Mhm.
I call some of them, not all of them, but some of them, the pajama people that roll out of bed, get a $500 order a day, and just do the one in their pajamas. And that
Yeah.
was with the old tier program. But now with it gone, he did make it sound like it would be more evenly distributed. Like everybody has a little more chance to
I
get
mean,
the better orders.
and I understand that language or that logic, because as a business, when you have just the left side making money and happy on that side, but then the right side, you still have to find some kind of balance, because the right side is I don't want to say complaining, but they have issues they're not taking orders. Orders are not being assigned, or it's causing you to have to almost like send out a warning email, like your account is about to be suspended or terminated because you haven't taken an order or whatever. It's like you're just taking up space on the server. But finding a balance between the two, where you're actually getting more orders taken from the good side and the bad side, it's like, I think as a company, that would be the ultimate goal, having everyone in some capacity just taking an order on your platform, especially if they took time to sign up
Yeah.
and to, get things going.
Yeah. I mean, you know how I feel. The more transparent, the better. And
Yeah.
that just applies to life lately for me even more than ever. I feel like transparency isn't just my gig motto anymore. It's like my life motto.
Just keep it real, man. Just keep it
Yeah, I
real.
mean,
Keep
like,
it, yeah.
because with so much not being transparent, it's that much more important to spend the extra time being transparent.
Man, listen, eventually a liar will get caught up in all the lies that they've told. They can't remember what was the first lie, the second lie. If
Yeah,
they're on their 250th lie, like
yeah,
eventually it's going to catch up with them. So,
yeah,
I believe in the same model. Just be real. Just be open and honest and say what it is. And whoever rocks with it, they'll follow. Whoever doesn't,
yeah,
hey, they'll go about their way.
yeah. I mean, in the last time that we were together too, we were talking about Zifty, and
Hmm.
I think we were specifically talking about Zifty bots.
Yeah.
And man, I am shocked after that podcast. I already knew of some, but it was funny how many other people emailed me or other things saying, "Man, I got bots too." Like I was shocked because you had said like I think more people than you think have bots, and I was like, I don't know, I don't think. And yeah, I was pretty. Maybe it was a small sample size, but I was pretty surprised
Yeah. There's
that
some
a lot of
people.
people are doing this.
Yeah. And I remember back in the day, and maybe that's about 2 years ago, maybe three, the bot conversation was like, you better not be, right?
Yeah,
But now it's almost like, yeah, I got one. It's not me, but I'm just saying, like, the conversation is a lot more easier now to have because the person realizes, oh man, that's the only way you could grab something nowadays because of how oversaturated or how popular these apps are. It's like, if you don't have a bot, this is what your experience is going to be like. So,
yeah,
you know, so it's like people did not want the bot to be a thing. Even the platforms, when they did send out emails about the bots, and the platforms saying like, no, we don't suspect anybody having a bot. Like, whatever, man. But then
well,
just to fast forward, it's almost like the bot is a normal thing now. It's like
oh yeah.
drivers probably used to keep it a secret, but now I don't know. I've heard a driver say, "Hey, I have this, I have that." Oh, what? What is that? Oh, bot. That's the only way you can grab an order. Okay, now it's an open conversation. Okay, do your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, like honestly, people feel okay giving that info that's they ask for real details with those things.
yeah,
Like they're looking for your logins and I
yeah,
don't know, people are very comfortable going on to Instagram because they heard of a handle
yeah,
there that can arrange bots. And to me, it's like, these apps are falsely deactivating people and for them to even play like they don't know about the bots. It leads all to that conspiracy theory type thing about like, dude, do you own the bots?
yeah.
Are you guys double dipping here? Like, do you own the bots and you're dispersing the bots?
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
do you remember? I forgot what bot it was, but there was a bot. I think it was for DoorDash, or I forgot what it was for. But this bot specifically, oh, it was the Instacart bot. It was the Instacart bot. And do you recall where I think it was they were like charging like $600 just for a subscription for the bot?
yeah. And
Yeah,
you had to re-key that.
yeah,
Every
and
time you
that's
hit a certain amount
crazy.
of orders, I don't know, the amount of money being taken in by those. That's another part where I was majorly misled. Like, geez, for another company to come in and say, we'll get you the best orders and facilitate it, but you have to pay me $600. God, all that $600 from one person.
Yeah.
is going to this other company, and there's still enough to make sure you're getting the bigger orders.
Yeah.
Like,
Crazy.
I mean, it all seems so upside down.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still not familiar with Deliver That. I never
Mhm.
got on to Deliver That. I know that was a big thing of yours, but uh, I know they did the tip pooling, and now they don't.
Mhm.
I don't know if like is that platform is that do you think that's still one that people make money on or do well on or
Well, I've seen the improve. I want to. The experience for drivers have improved across the board. So, for instance, like first you had the tier system, elite, and all that stuff. That's the old, right? And then you had the other drivers. But the tier system is now gone, and this is what I see more of now. You know, that there's some kind of balance, like what I was trying to explain earlier. Like you on the left side, you have all these people that's having a great experience, and on the right side, these people are just not saying a good experience at all. They're not explaining that at all on social media. So now they have to make a decision on how to balance it. And I believe even if a lot went into that, as far as like there was some negatives from one side. Excuse me. There was some negatives actually from both sides, but they were able to find some kind of balance between the two, where some drivers that wasn't getting any orders at all, they're now getting, and actually some drivers that still wasn't getting any orders with the tier system are still not getting orders with the new system. So it's like there's a issue as far as their dispatch goes. But I feel now it's a better experience for maybe 50% of the drivers versus with the tier system, maybe that was more of a 20 to 30%. So do they still have work to do? Yeah.
yeah. When this is beside the point, but I took something from the Chris Heffernan conversation I had this week about I know that you're probably familiar. They do their support out of South America, and they actually have their own support center. Like they're
Now, I
not.
didn't know they did their support out of South America though.
Oh,
I
okay.
know I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that I know that they did a lot of work in South America, but I didn't know as far as support goes. Came
Their
from
whole
South America.
support team is down there now, and they like literally everybody in their call center is like a PhD, a doctor.
Oh
Like
wow.
this is what AI is doing. This is the job they can get. I mean, I'm
Oh wow.
not belittling the job. I'm just saying there are very overqualified people in a call center um,
Wow.
to be doing that. But yeah, I guess like one of the ways that they were saying they balance it out is that they constantly offer in-house English lessons
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of these people feel self-conscious about speaking in their native tongue.
Mm.
And so they're trying to get like the finesse down of the language.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. To me, it's pretty crazy that a job you're aspiring to be is a call center person.
Well,
I mean, not that there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying I
no, no,
just
no. I'm not
relate
saying
call
that.
center to something
I'm not
different.
saying that either. It's like sometimes opportunity may be better somewhere else. So you prepare yourself for the ultimate opportunities for when you plan on getting to another country. So for instance, maybe to us it's a PhD, but where they are, it's not even worth as much versus maybe they do have a plan on leaving South America to go to another place that pays better with having that degree, and maybe getting that degree is more expensive where they're trying to get to, so they get it where they're from. If that
Yeah,
makes sense. Like
yeah,
I've heard people going to other countries to do specific procedures, and it's a lot cheaper than it would be in America.
yeah.
So, and
My
the
challenge to
doctors
the
are even better.
my challenge to the delivered team would be to have a, a, a Spanish language training in the United States center for any of your people who want to get better with Spanish. Hey, man.
Well, hey, listen, I would say just bring him to Miami.
Well, I mean, like literally, that's, I think at this point, that's one thing that anybody living in the United States knows. That I don't, and I wish I did. I wish I knew Spanish better. That is something I feel like I
no,
missed out on.
nothing against Hispanics, but I can't roll my tongue like they be doing. And there's it.
I
When
just
you
mean
say,
enough for a full conversation to, you know,
yeah,
I don't know. Even here in Colorado, we have a lot of Spanish speaking.
you know what I prefer? You speak your language, and I speak mine, and I understand you, and you understand me. You see
Yeah.
those earbuds
Yeah,
that
the
they
translate
promote,
stuff.
you know, like that, and even with the phone, there's like a new, I think, a Android phone in the process of the conversation.
Yeah,
They can speak their native language and it translate via AI or whatever
to
in the
the
conversation,
earphone.
and
Yeah,
not just the earphone, but in the actual like on the phone.
yeah,
So it's like if they have the earbuds. If you speak Spanish, I'm in a Latin town or whatever language that it would translate. I could understand what these people that I have no idea what they're talking about, and I'm not a part of their conversation. I can understand what they're saying now because I have it translating. But on a phone call with someone that does not speak the language you speak, it could translate like right now, like as I'm talking to you. Have you heard this?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, I thought you were just talking about the earbuds, but I'm like,
No. I
okay, okay.
actually was thinking about something else I had just seen on TikTok that kind of blew me away because my son's going to college now for sports medicine.
Mhm,
And I saw this thing in China that they've developed. And the dude was blown away. It's in real time. And then I looked and there's commercials for like 6 other companies doing it. But
mhm.
it weighs like less than 4 pounds. It goes around your waist and then just underneath your knee. And it actually, like, if you're hiking something, it can do a lot of the work. It's not taking the work out of the workout, but it's taking part of the extreme parts out that like, so like if you were going to climb a 14,000-foot mountain here in Colorado, maybe you can't do it anymore, but this would allow you to. This guy had put it on, and I mean, like, you can start running at like triple speed. And then he's at the very end, he's like, "How much is this thing?" He's like, $900. Like,
You
I'm
telling
going,
me
"What the
something,
heck?"
even if you said it's not taking the work out of workout, but to make something that is extreme, like say maybe free climbing, uh, to me that's a bit extreme. It would be able to assist you in making that climb through your leg
The
power.
way that the best comparison I heard was that, like, when you're going up a mountain, and I can relate to this, as your knees are getting older and stuff. You're
Mhm.
When you're going up, you're really working them, and when you're coming down, you're working them in a different way where you're almost tweaking them out,
Yeah.
trying to rebalance.
Mhm.
It was like on that down part where they really showcased how they're like, I feel like I'm just walking down on a pillow.
Oh, that's
But
interesting.
yet your body's still walking down. You're still doing all those muscles. You're firing all those muscles.
But you're not really getting the workout though. So it is kind of like taking the work out of workout.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll have to send it to you because you'll have to
Yeah,
see
send
this
it to
thing.
me.
Man. It is mind blowing. I mean, the guys.
Now, I could see it. I could see it. Sorry to interject, but I could see it as, for someone that may have some knee pain or some type of knee injury, they need something, or even going through rehab, right?
Yeah,
Like I could see like to take some ease or some pain away from or strenuous activity or whatever that strenuous activity is off of whatever injury you have between those parts of your body. I can see that working. I can see that being a more of a healthcare type of rehabilitation type of
yeah,
tool that they
physical
use or they
therapy.
sell.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Even physical therapy. Yeah, yeah. I
I
can
mean
see
that's.
that.
But I'm saying, like, for $900, when I send you this thing and you're looking at it, you're gonna be like, this got to be like 9-10 grand, and it's like a professional commercial. And by the end, it's just like $900.
Yeah, send that to me. If you're telling me it looks like it should be 9 or 10 grand and it's $900,
Yeah.
let me find out it's just some tights you put on.
No, because that's the thing. There's like 6 companies out there. Because after I saw the first one,
Mhm.
I started researching it, and all of a sudden, all these other companies came up that have been doing this for like the last 6-8 months.
AI is changing the game, boy.
Well, that's what I was saying. So my son's going to school for sports medicine. Well, did this just kill his career? Because careers are going bye bye like by the minute. And I
Yeah,
know it didn't, but I in every aspect of life, we're gonna have to get used to AI.
I agree. But technology has always been improving, even when TVs didn't exist at the time. Before Ford created the first vehicle, technology pushes us forward, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Some people are afraid of the computer technology, right? Where it computes something in a lot 10 times faster than a human would.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I can understand where that may be a concern, but maybe if you found a new way to use that technology, then it's just like the smartphone. Remember before the smartphone became a thing, like people were like just still trying to use their flip phones or the phones with the dial on, like a Nokia. They play Snake on it, right?
Uh,
Like even before then, they had the other big block phones, that you were able the really big ones, right?
the Blackberries and stuff.
Even before the Blackberries, I'm talking about like the old phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
So
antennas.
I just feel like technology pushes us forward. Like the smartphone, it gave us access to ways to make money through our phone and
Yep.
app. So it's like if you are someone that's with the older times and you're not willing to move forward, then you're going to push back on new technologies. But now technology is just pushing us forward, and there's a lot more, not just cars, but like Teslas and other types of electrical vehicles on the road. And I saw one with Volkswagen that I really like, where the lady falls asleep. It's an ad, but she falls asleep or acts like she's falling asleep at the wheel, and every single thing that vehicle did to make sure that that vehicle pulled over and even dialed 911
Huh.
because the person wasn't responding. When I saw that, I'm like, that's how it should be. That's how that technology should be used, not just because, hey, I want to drive hands free. Like, no.
Yeah.
You know,
I,
but
I, I,
that's another conversation.
yeah. No, I think but I think that level of autonomous and stuff like that. I feel the same way about hybrids. I feel
Mhm,
like hybrids and the autonomous level 3 to like road assist to bring you back into the lane. If you hit
mhm.
that, like
Yeah.
it knows to bring you back. Or like, remember when you'd see commercials about like push this button and it'll park your car, like parallel park your car
Yeah,
for you. I feel like those in hybrids, we skipped right over.
yeah.
And then we were like, you either have to go all electric and be all in on this or else, or nothing. And it's like, well, what about all those hybrids? I'd rather have a hybrid.
Yeah, I agree. Even down to like, let's not even get into that, right? But ultimately, all I'm saying is technology has pushed us forward in a way that we didn't think at the time would be of some kind of assistance, even with YouTube.
Yeah.
Like YouTube, people were then able to make money from home by just creating videos, doing whatever that they love to do, and it turned into a $1 million earning network. Like whatever, millionaires come from YouTube. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah.
I mean, what is stopping people? Because look, I remember when Chat GPT came out, I remember that people would go there and you couldn't get anything in the last 2 years. So all of the information predated 2 years. Now it's like up to the current second.
Hmm.
So what is stop? I mean, if it's not there yet, I haven't even tried this. I just thought of this right now, but like, what is stopping? Because I've been playing with it lately. What would stop me after this live stream from going to Chat GPT and going, what is the best hours to DoorDash in this zip code?
Exactly.
I mean, it's probably going to spit it out for you. If
Exactly.
it's not yet, it will tomorrow.
And it's crazy that a person, I would say the only people that would be against it is the people in those professions that went to school for however long,
yeah,
you know, um, like even like say coding, like Chat GPT can write all this code for this specific thing that you want done. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, of course, the only person that would feel some type of way about it is somebody that actually made money from that, and now people don't want to go to them anymore because they have Chat GPT.
but then we have people like Gary too, who's in the chat. Gary's a one-man show. You know that. Like he does it all. And he actually, like, I said the same, I proposed the same thing to him. Like, dude, isn't this a threat to you? He's like, no, it's a help to me. He's like, that's my minions off doing my work.
That's true. Like, respect to Gary because he
Yeah,
understands how to use something to his benefit. Or
exactly.
instead of just saying, "Oh, this is gonna take away my clients or take away my work," they're gonna just go that way. No, if they don't know how to use it, they're not gonna use it. So I just feel like instead of fighting something, see how it works for you. And if it can't work for you, then don't worry about it. But if you can make it work for you, then why not use it? Because the
Yeah.
robots are taking over. Like, come on
Well,
now.
that was almost that. So that was what I was kind of leading up to there a little bit, was that, we've all for years on both our channels, we've both talked about the algorithmic gain of these
Yeah,
companies.
yeah.
Maybe this is like the counterintuitive rebalancing of that. Because it's
What?
like, no, we're going to give the people a little more advantage here with open AI
Hmm.
to
I
let them
mean,
catch up with your algorithms and your.
well, that I could see that too. Giving them access to something once they learn how to use it to their benefit and understanding it.
Yeah,
Like, for instance, right? I did a whole deep dive for the last year and a half about AI and Chat GPT and other types of AI assistants just like it, right?
right. Like
Just
the
like,
large language model.
yeah, like I did a deep dive in it because I'm like, can I build a company that is ran by AI? And I believe I can, especially if it's done in, like, I just create something that for example, without rambling on, where YouTube was actually paying channels or monetizing channels that were completely ran by AI. But now they made it with their new update, they're saying like, nah, we can't have y'all do this. But
Yeah, but
before,
the other thing is, how are they going to catch them? Some of
well,
them are getting so good that.
but that's the point. I believe they're getting so good because the developers of these AI, like Chat GPT, or is like they want to be the best, right? So, and they charge a subscription so they could keep people coming back. So the better that they make it, the more customers they have coming back and being loyal to them.
Yeah,
In that way. Like, I
yeah.
saw
I
a video
mean,
this morning. I'm sorry
no,
to cut
go
you off.
go.
I
Please.
saw a video this morning, and I have never heard more truth than anything else that I've heard. He said, if you really think about it, everything came from a thought, and every thought is worth millions. So he started saying, the shirt that I'm wearing, somebody made millions from it. The lint roller, whoever's thought that was to create something to remove lint, made millions.
Yep.
Technology, millions. Everything around you, even these lights that I have here, the light you have, the blue ones in the background across the ceiling that you have
Yep.
going on there.
Yeah.
Somebody made millions from every thought. So invest more time into your thoughts and making them come to life.
Yeah.
That
Right.
video hit me really hard this morning, you know.
It is. I
So
mean, because that in the essence, that's all in the end we're all going to be worth here soon. I mean, because
yeah.
I was watching an intro of I think it's Grok 4 coming out.
Yeah.
And it was basically saying how they've, you've heard about the AI intelligence being superior to any human on Earth. The new Grok platform is like spouting off like literally nobody can even come close to challenging anything against this. So it's like it's saying you better get, like you're saying, you better get creative.
Yeah.
Like,
Because just think about it though, Steve, just understand it. Like if you are behind times with some new
yep,
technology and the whole world is leaning more towards that new technology, those people that have leaned towards that new technology before it took off, those are the people that actually win. It
yeah,
happened with YouTube. It happens in the stock market when you buy stocks before it blows up and takes off, right? It's
yep.
like these are the people that actually capitalize on this stuff, So why not be a part of that first wave of individuals that can really make some bank off of this idea, you know? Instead of being afraid of it, that's my main point. Instead of being afraid of it, embrace it because you cannot stop it.
Yeah. I think that's most people's worry, I believe, comes out of the fact that it's almost like, I'm not getting enough orders on these platforms. And I think the fear comes out of, well, where are all the jobs? And it's like the thinkers are going to, like you were talking about, the thinkers, they're going to come out with the new jobs. If you
Yeah.
want to be one of those people just waiting for them, that's cool. But you could also be one of the people who creates it by a single thought.
By a single
Like,
thought.
I
Right.
mean, it really goes back to what you're saying. It really is. I think people just have to, everybody's always said this, but people have to now more than ever believe in themselves.
Yeah. But the introduction of AI literally takes a lot of manpower out of, and mistakes, I want to say, and mistakes out of the things that a regular human would do. That when you have when you input all of these different rules, if this happens, do this. If that happens, do this. If this, and you're just inputting these rules, and it literally reads the rule in very quickly. Obviously, that's how it decides to make its decision based on the rules you set.
Yep.
If you can have something do that, what did they call it? What's the assembly line, right? For car manufacturers.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many vehicles were actually messed up before they actually were able to put the vehicle correctly together? Like how many of those parts actually had to be thrown out and they cost money?
Yeah.
I'm just saying we're all
Yeah.
human and we always use this. When we make mistakes, we say, "Oh, I'm human. Please forgive
Yeah.
me." Right? But you don't want to be replaced by something that's not human that can actually do a better job than you can. And I'm saying me too, but I've embraced it. I've
I
embraced
think I think
technology.
I'm getting there, at least to the level I'm comfortable with it all.
Mhm.
But that's where I'll make it work for me too. It's been such little
You got
things for
to.
me, but
And that's the only thing I'm saying. I'm not telling you to go out and buy like every vehicle in your driveway or whatever vehicles you drive at home. I'm not telling you to go buy every Tesla, every model.
yeah.
You're like, no, no, no. Like if you can find a way to make it work for you, and you have, Steve, even with this YouTube thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Like if you can find a way to make it work for you, why not? Embrace it.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's put the effort out there, and new things will come to you too,
Yeah.
but um so back to these, I did want, because I want to bring the last piece in it here at the end, but is there anything left on these catering apps? I mean, they're not a tip and trick, but is there anything to them, or is it literally become as easy as I think it is now? Like where it's like at 2 p.m., all my delivers will come in, maybe a few others through the day. And luckily those come in. I don't have to worry about bots with that one because it's mine for 5 minutes. So,
In my opinion,
or maybe I do. I don't
the
know.
company will make a change. In my opinion, the company will make a change at some point,
Yeah.
but for their reason. whatever that reason is, they will make a change. They might want to upgrade to some new technology that we don't know that exists yet. And maybe someone from that company will come and make some kind of pitch and say, hey, you could do this, this, and this. And then next thing you know, what is that? And then they're interested and then they want to try it out. So I feel at some point change will come. But for now, to answer your question, there's absolutely nothing difficult about the catering apps. Just when it comes through, accept it or decline it.
Yeah.
And at least it's gonna pay more than $2.
Yeah.
Every last one of those,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
just make,
it's simple. And the pickup and the drop off is simple too. You just got to know how to package certain things, certain foods from certain restaurants to get there in one piece and not a big mess in your vehicle.
Yeah.
But once you get past that, you're good to go.
That's like any contractor, though. Make sure that you have the tools
Yep.
you need to do the job they're asking you to do.
That's it.
Don't get sidetracked by the money and go, oh, I need that, I'll take it, and then find out it's $2,200 worth of food,
Yeah.
and you got 2 catering bags and no cart. Like all of a sudden you're in a big problem now. Because I do know people like that, and they do see those. I know that you're supposed to upload your pictures and whatnot, but we all know that you're still going to see orders once in a while that will expand probably past what you have.
Yeah,
Most of us.
but the dollar amount is that's the ultimate motivator. You're gonna make it
right
happen.
until after they've accepted it and they see the work that's going to be involved.
Yeah, and they're not gonna let it go either because they need that money. Right?
Yeah, they'll figure it out. But so the last thing, and I know I brought it up to you backstage because I'm super interested in this, and I was surprised when I brought it up to Chris that they weren't looking into this yet. I've done dumpling for a while.
Yeah, you're the dumpling guy.
Yeah, so I mean, like dumpling shopping, that's a totally different game. I got to land my own clients. I set my own prices. All the prices are in store. So the people are shopping right from the grocery store's prices. They're getting their member discounts, everything, gas discounts. If I go to the select stores, I can go anywhere I want. And dumplings got my back with the card. And it's a basic fee, so it's pretty simple. But they've stepped into a new arena that they call prepped vacations. Okay. And so prepped vacations, it actually is headquartered in Florida. So, but what they do is they've tied into like let's say even like we'll go big. Let's say that they've tied into Toyota Corporate, and Toyota Corporate keeps doing these events in like Orlando, and they're tied in with Airbnbs and through little conference centers that are outside of hotels, but these companies rent. You land these clients, and you can do catering type stuff, but I mean grocery shopping. It's like becoming a big thing. Like when somebody's coming to an Airbnb, stock their groceries for them. So when they get there, every single thing that they would want is in their fridge. To me, it's called prep vacations. I think it's preppedvacations.com, in fact.
So in other words, if I want to rent an Airbnb, I could have all of my stuff already prepped before my arrival, and when I arrive, I don't need much more than that.
And the platform of prepped is kind of like dumplings, except for it's already met a lot of the Airbnb hosts, so it already has some help to offer you landing some people.
Here's the only thing I have against it. As a person that would be on vacation, I don't want nothing in my house. I want to go out.
Yeah, but I mean, how often do you take the family somewhere? I don't know, like maybe let's say it's for a while. You're going somewhere for a week. You don't want to have to go, okay, we're going to plan every minute. Like it's making it easier. It's just like, hey, here's what would be at home in the fridge. And when we go out, we go out.
I get it. I get the idea. Don't get me wrong. It's just I've delivered to a lot of Airbnbs, and it's like these tourists they just want whatever they want when they arrive. It's like they would rather order catering versus having to get in the kitchen in a new place, a new city, and cook in the kitchen. They might do a barbecue, you know?
Even the catering though, the catering's up on Prepped now too.
Oh,
So I mean, that's again, they're not overlooking that. That's why I said it to Chris. I was like, "Have you guys even explored this space?" He goes, "I hadn't even heard of it." So I'm thinking, man, like there's something here. There is something here.
I don't doubt it. It's a thought.
Yeah.
It's the thoughts. You know? And somebody is going to make millions from that thoughts, you know?
But I mean, seriously, like how many do you
Mhm.
need? And what about regular people that maybe even timeshare people? I know those people are probably upset they're in timeshares, but you
Yeah.
know, they still use them, whatnot. And so they go to the same place every year. Maybe they are bored with the food.
Yeah.
Maybe they do look at it as we go to every year, we go to our timeshare
I get it.
and we're sick of eating at the McDonald's down the road.
Look, I see it as this. You're going to always have a problem with whatever thought. You're going to have an opinion about whatever thought, but someone somewhere, if they stick with it, and I'm not against it entirely. It's just more of trying to understand who it will be marketed to. If
Yeah.
they are ordering a lot when they come from wherever they come from, and I've delivered to Airbnbs and there's always some kind of catering, I'm like, how do you transition or convince that customer to, hey, rent this Airbnb and then cook in your home by having everything you need already prepped in the refrigerator or wherever it would be delivered to, already ready to go. But when you mentioned that catering is part of it too, I'm like, oh, well, to me, that is a better lane to take because
Yeah.
as a person that took my kids to Disney World, we rented a house in Orlando with a pool and everything. And I, for one, did not want to get no kitchen to cook anything. But I know it is because I was driving. I don't know if my wife wanted to do that. We just wanted to have water or something, you know, some late night snack or something. But having a full grocery list in the refrigerator before I arrive, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
mean,
mean,
a lot of it is
Go ahead.
probably what we all hate: water, bringing lots of water in before people get there, and
Come on. They might. Oh, here's one.
a
A
water
thought.
app.
No. Here's a thought. They know they want to have some kind of party
Yeah.
and alcohol delivery.
Yeah, I always say to make sure that in your state you know what the boundaries are. But yeah, as long as you're playing by the rules, sure. You know,
Maybe
because
they would have to verify.
in my state, you need to be tip certified to deliver alcohol, but the apps don't tell you that. So you're putting yourself in danger every time you do it, and it's only $35 to go get certified. So you
Oh, yeah.
just go do it, is my point. Like there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with delivering the alcohol, but go get certified, because as a person who ran a bar for decades, I can tell you that tip certification class isn't stupid. They do teach you a lot of things about determining if people are drunk, you know, because you even if you're doing delivery, you're not supposed to be serving somebody that's drunk.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I get that. Yeah.
there's a responsibility level, and
But I was just thinking, like, for the prepped vacations,
yeah,
like the delivery of alcohol,
yeah,
like some prepped delivery of alcohol.
yeah. Like Bubba
I
Stu
think
said here, stock the beer with fridge.
that's what I'm saying, you know?
Stock the
Like,
fridge.
you know, you about to go have a good time. People just want to have their drinks prepared, you know? Like, I think that would probably take off with the prepped delivery. What is it? Prep vacations.
Prep vacations, yeah.
And that's through Dumpling.
Actually, but it's their own thing. So it's kind of a side partner of dumplings.
Oh, so okay. Well, yeah, I think that would probably be a lane between catering and the delivery of alcohol.
Yeah.
You know, that would, because most people that rent these Airbnbs, I'm not kidding, they are always having some kind of pool party and they have the catering delivered, or they have some kind of thing going on, some baby showers, some bachelorette party or some kind of something going on,
Yeah.
man.
Well, I was gonna say, like even here in Colorado, like Vail or Aspen, a lot of those type places, you have like 4 families come together for Christmas
Well, yeah.
and rent a place all together. Those people will want $1,000 of groceries stocked.
Well, that may be around Thanksgiving or some special
Yeah,
holiday
or
type of
Christmas.
deal.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, of course. Though, yeah, of course. I don't disagree with that. Because
Yeah.
they, especially if they want to cook their
But you're
own
making
meals.
inroads. You're making inroads
Yeah,
with Airbnb owners. And it's
yeah.
your business. It's
But
not an
certain
app
parts,
dispensing stuff. It's your business.
but certain parts of the country, Airbnbs are not allowed.
This is something new, isn't it? Because I just heard something about Airbnb being taxed weird or something.
I believe they do not allow Airbnbs in Broward County. I may have to look into it, but Miami-Dade, there's Airbnbs all the time.
Yeah. I didn't know anywhere didn't allow it.
You're gonna make me look it up, Steve. I don't want to be putting out misinformation.
I mean, I guess that'd be a Broward County thing that they're like, you can't do. I don't know why they would say you can't do that, though. Yeah, Bubba Sue put not allowed in New York City. You can't do Airbnb in New York City?
Yeah, I knew I was wrong. My question is, are Airbnbs legal everywhere? They said no. Airbnb is not legal everywhere. Regulations vary significantly by city, state, and country, with many locations imposing strict rules requiring permits and licenses or even banning short-term rentals altogether to address concerns like housing, affordability, and community impact. One of the lists here, it says, oh, hey, look, examples of strict regulations. They said New York City, Paris, France, Berlin, Germany, Santa Monica, California, and then there's like permits and licenses, zoning laws, occupancy limits, taxes, building and housing standards. Damn. Okay.
Well, I mean,
a lot
so
going on here.
I think that we've all seen that. Does everybody? I don't know if anybody remembers if you were doing Airbnb, like even just renting something through it years ago. You could rent one, you'd see the price, and then the checkout price would be like $20 more. The checkout price now ends up about doubling it now because of all the regulations, the fees. They'll put like $100 cleaning fee on. Everything just is done through fees. So now to rent, now you have to like click a box. It's almost like in Amazon Prime when you say show me only Prime stuff. You click a box saying just show me the totals. I don't want to see that it's $100 a night, but when I want to check out for 3 nights, it's $1,700. Because then it's not $100 a night.
There's been a lot with Airbnbs. There's been a lot with a lot of stuff nowadays, I guess. Even with hotel rooms,
Yeah.
Like, did you see that kid that came out with some kind of special device or special tool to unlock a hotel door? With the latch and everything. It's shaped weird, but it's like a plastic.
Like against one of the little key fob things?
No, not a key fob thing. Like the latch, it unlocks everything, and he's demonstrating how to disengage any of the locks on a hotel room. I'm like, bruh, you telling people how to break in a hotel room? It's like, no.
He's probably just that's his thought, and he's probably just waiting to be discovered, and like you better hire me because I figured this out.
And who's gonna be the ones to make him a millionaire? The ones that want to break into hotels rooms. It's crazy to me.
Well, that's why like Brink's Security better hire this kid.
Yeah,
and get him on the payroll as to like, hey, we got him now, and he's gonna stop this stuff. Because I mean, look, that kid. I mean, exactly what you were saying. That kid took an idea, and this is something you and I couldn't have done 20 years ago. And he promoted himself by showing, hey, this is how you rob a hotel room, and he'll probably get a very six-paying figure job out of it.
Yeah, probably.
So
yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I'm interested in this. I think the catering space keeps growing. I think that the gig apps for food, like I think kind of what happened with Rideshare too, but especially the food apps lately,
Mhm.
I feel like people are still saying to me, like, well, it was summer slowdown. I'm like, dude, that summer's been over, man. Like it's this. And what it really is, in my opinion, is it's just not gonna ever come back. This is it. This is food delivery.
I mentioned something on the live stream a few weeks ago where I said summer slowdown. I don't think it's a thing anymore
Yeah.
because of the tier system.
Yeah.
It's just more of the availability of orders and who has more priority than you. If someone else has more priority than you and you're choosing not to get on what they want you to do by having a high acceptance rate or whatever, they're going to throttle you and it will feel slow to you, but it will feel busy for somebody else due to, like, it may be a new account, it may be um some kind of promo that they're running with specific accounts, in the same area. All of those things to me can make it feel slow. And it might not even be as slow as you think it is.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
I think that's the other thing about the transparency is you can never tell. Like, because it's like, man, I couldn't get nothing the other day, and it was a Friday. Well, do you know how many orders were put out in your area? Was there 1,000? Was there 100? How many people were on the platform? How many? It's like literally, like, as much as I'll call bad when these companies do bad, at the same
Mhm,
time, they've put themselves into a lot of these corners, and
mhm.
I don't sympathize with them for at
Right.
all, especially oversaturation. I think that's something they could all manage better.
Yeah.
But I mean, at some point, I do believe that, like, look, they're I know that they're trying to, like, get to the lowest price. That's what any business is going to do, though. But
Okay.
I don't think they're out to get me or you.
No, they're just running their business.
Yeah. And it just happens to be the supply and demand
Yep.
meet at a very lower level than they used to.
Yep. It's numbers. It's all numbers.
Yeah.
If they see, how can I put it? If they're looking at a screen, they're in a meeting, they're looking at a screen and it says 1% is $1 million of a loss. They're gonna
Right.
now say, how the hell we losing 1 million?
Right.
We need to change that now.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just, it could be 1%, but they don't want to lose that 1%. They rather lose a 0.0002%, but
Yeah.
they're going to try to figure out how to gain that million back. And this is where we lose as drivers,
But this
because
is where I think, in the meantime, while things are being figured out in this space, I think everybody needs to, instead of getting upset, self-regulate themselves in their market. We all know how saturated our market is.
of course,
Like, I know how saturated any given day, if somebody were to go, hey, our plans just fell through, you're free for the rest of the day. I could just look at the day and the time and go, I'm not going to make any money if I work right now. Or this is a good time for me to go out for a little bit. This is good.
yeah.
But I definitely am not the person who believes anymore that, look, break your day up. Don't sit out there for 12 hours anymore.
Yeah.
Find the windows, work the windows,
And,
and fill in the gap time.
I've even gone to at one point, I'll say that I noticed that even working in between times it had its benefits too. Like,
Yeah.
everybody's working breakfast, lunch, dinner, rush.
Right.
Okay.
But, like, there's something to be said for 2 to 4.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, but I don't even believe that stuff works anymore because of the tier system that they have implemented.
Yeah.
There probably will be orders, but if you're at the bottom, you will receive bottom pay or the overflow, whatever that overflow is, and you're the nearest driver. That is what you would see, but that's not guaranteed.
No, and that's why I said, like, be aware. I mean, like, know the different apps, because if one is just so oversaturated that you're on it all the time and you're running it in the background while you're doing 90% one app and hoping that this will send something, and at the end of every week you noticed you had it running in the background but you didn't take one order on it all week,
Mhm.
there's something to be said with maybe just leave that off for a while, let it unsaturate a bit.
I don't see as many drivers on the road like I used to here.
No, I think that's what I'm saying. I mean, there are, and of course, this is what happens on the other end of supply and demand. When it gets too bad pay, people start leaving.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people who are smart enough to go, I can't pay my bills. Like,
He said
like I
smart
need to do
enough.
something else.
He said smart enough. Like, yeah, like most definitely.
But I'm serious. Like
Yeah.
sometimes it takes that moment of awakening, like, wait, this isn't coming around tomorrow.
Right.
This isn't going to be fixed on Tuesday. There's nothing
Right.
broken.
Right.
It's,
Right.
you know, the only thing broken is going through what is it about insanity, or you know, like doing something wrong and repeatedly doing it over and over and over
Yeah.
is the
Without
definition of
expecting a
insanity.
different
Yeah,
expecting
and
a different
expecting different
result.
results. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I
Yeah.
think that's really where it's at. We all know that maybe Tuesday in your market is great. Mine isn't. Tuesday's horrible, you know, but it's just each place, each day, each app, B2B. I can't work B2B after 4 p.m. There's no jobs. You got to be up at 5 a.m. Most DoorDashers don't get up at 4:30 a.m. to be on the road at 5. So it's just about playing all the apps, learning when they work for you. I will say that, like we were talking about today, though, about I do think the catering space, like I like with B2B, I think I think you can make a lot more doing catering work than spending hours doing DoorDash and Uber Eats.
I agree. And here's the beauty about catering work. It has always existed.
Yeah.
Delivery of food other than pizza didn't always exist. But catering has always existed in the business space.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Office parties. Most times they order the food from the restaurant, and the restaurant would have their driver or whoever bring it to them, or they would order from a caterer, right? But now you have regular restaurants that don't have a catering service that were willing to cook all that food for a specific event. Catering has become a big thing, but in business, I don't want to say with the reps, the pharmaceutical reps, but like say office buildings, office businesses in those high rises. There's always been these office parties. Even was that show called The Office? Right?
Yeah.
They even had on TV, like they're ordering stuff, you know. And this is real life. This has been going on for a long time. So I feel the job security really lies, as far as gig work goes, it really lies in the catering space.
Yeah. Well, because catering gets back to more of the true service industry.
Yeah. And
Like
if you do a poor job, you're probably never going to get that customer again, or the restaurant.
Right. I mean, like, and again, it goes to like, even to show, like when I was talking about this prep vacations, Grubhub has Grubhub catering. And I was, you know, they have like the Ramada hotels in like 15 states now. You would think that Ramada is a big enough chain that they could have, like you were just saying, they would have their concierge or whatever, know who the catering company is. And like, why isn't that concierge fired? Because all he knows is the Grubhub number. Like, dude. And to me, it's like, okay, well, he just lost his job.
Yeah.
So now it's like we're just going through Grubhub. We don't have a concierge anymore.
Yeah.
You know, because honestly, like I would honestly think that is what connections are for. So obviously they do see that there's still an advantage to use an app over a concierge or people in your team, even.
Yeah.
It allows people to like come like to that hotel, and who knows, maybe it's a dental conference, maybe it's a woodworking conference, who knows, But so they maybe all eat different things. Maybe one's all veggies, one's all meat. So they can then put their meals together through the
Yep.
Grubhub app and not have to deal with you, the hotel, and have to interfere with your operations.
Yeah, I agree. So like the catering space is definitely the go-to, even if things were to revert back to how they used to be, with pizza delivery being the only type of delivery and you
Yeah.
pay cash. Catering, what was that movie? Spider-Man. Remember Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Just a regular Spider-Man with Peter. Well, I forgot the actor's name, but his name is Peter Parker in the movie. But remember when he was late to delivering the pizzas? That was to a business. That
Yeah.
was like in the movie, but it's not something that we were actually taking into account back then.
Right.
But catering is the place. Instead of sitting out there, like you said, Steve, instead of sitting out there for hours at a time waiting for an offer to be sent, and I quote, offer.
Yeah.
You don't know what that offer will be. So instead of sitting out there waiting for an offer that may not even be something you would be willing to accept, and that company has the right to throttle you,
Yeah.
why would you put yourself through that? It's like,
Yeah.
for what reason? I don't know. For $2? For
I mean,
a
the only
status,
reason
a platinum?
to me is if you still live in a market where you can turn it on and you're getting business.
No, I disagree. And the reason why I disagree is because if I said to you, Steve, hey, look, there are all these types of jobs and they'll all hire you as an independent contractor, but this one pays this amount and this one pays that amount. Which one would you go for, Steve?
I'm gonna go for the most money.
Exactly. But you're hired as an independent contractor.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would I even agree for anyone to go for the one that pays the least amount of money?
Well, I was kind of saying if it still existed, that there was a market out there.
I understand what you're saying.
I don't know that even exists.
But for the sake of this conversation, the fact that we did not know at one point that the catering delivery space existed.
Yeah.
Right. Once we became aware of its existence, it doesn't surprise me that a lot of drivers now are on catering apps.
Yeah.
That to me should be the location for any gig worker to be. Because remember the times when DoorDash paid very well per delivery? Yeah. I've heard of per delivery drivers were earning $15 before tips.
Yeah.
Per delivery. But now it's down to, if you got a stack, it's $1 per delivery. So it's like, why would you want to put yourself through that versus going out there, getting on a catering app, or providing a catering service for yourself, and you literally make money, more money than you would, and in less time on an app that you would have to go out there and sit for hours just to receive an offer.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I have to that is if you're running you're in a big city, you're running multi-apping, and you are constantly busy and you're making good choices. But again, who am I to determine what's a good choice for you?
I disagree with that too.
You just don't think it's out there either.
I don't think it's worth it, because if you know the existence of another way to make more money,
right?
Why choose the way to work more for less money? Even if you are going to make whatever you make in a great city, you might make $400 a day, whatever, right? Yeah. If you make $400 a day, how many hours did it take you to make that 400? Wouldn't you want to cut that time in half or by a quarter, right? And for you to be able to do whatever. If you want to work all them hours, it's entirely up to you. But why not dedicate time to something you know that's going to make you more money for the time that you do it? And then if you want to go out there and you make the rest on whatever that's booming in your market, then cool. But Being out there all day just to make what you make of, let's say, 400. What if you dedicated more time to another thing that actually give you a boost in revenue of another 150 to 200 for the day?
Yeah.
Instead of you saying, yeah, I make 400. My market's booming. Yeah, but what if you made about 600?
That's
Up
why
to
I
600.
said about compartmentalizing your time too.
Yeah.
Like pick your times, even if like some of it, like maybe you have a good catering offer in the morning, but maybe in your market does a great lunch, but there's never any dinner. But you're like, I'll go out and hit lunch for a couple hours too. You
Yeah.
might make you might make a handful of money there. You're not gonna become rich, but it might be worth it to you to get out there and make some money. But again, I would say do it when it's because I guess my biggest thing, and you're hitting on it too, is that I get very concerned about physical health for one of people who are
Yeah.
sedimentary too much.
Yeah.
And if and we all know that if I know a lot of truckers, if the truckers taught us nothing else, a sedimentary lifestyle of sitting in a car seat is not good for you
It's not.
at all. And so like get out of your car, like find an app to do like like Hannibal and I used to do that beyond the algorithm, and we'd come up with other things where you could like proof, if you were if you were good with math, you could help people with math. It was called
Yeah.
Tutor.
Yeah.
And you could get on there and what did it pay great? No, it paid like $11 an hour. But if you're sitting in your car doing nothing,
Yeah.
it's a lot better than being paid nothing and staring at a phone.
Yeah. And I get that too, I
Fill
feel
but like don't burn yourself out. I feel like we all went to that burn yourself out for so long.
look, this is the stage that we're at right now. I feel when these apps first came out, app loyalty. Then something changed.
Brand loyalty,
Multi-app
sure.
multi-app era. I
Yeah.
feel we are either getting away from the multi-app era. Well, actually, no, the multi-app era is still in existence, but it's transitioned from on-demand orders to mixing it in with catering or just focus only on catering, So it's like that's why I'm disagreeing with some of the things that you're saying. It's just more of like, look, when we were introduced to this app life, I get it. You making good money with one app. You don't really want to go and mix and
Why
match
shake the
with every,
boat? Right.
right? You're making great money. But when the money started to dwindle, no problem. Let's multi-app with those on-demand orders. No problem. You figured out how to make more money multi-apping. That multi-apping era with those on-demand apps, it may still exist, but now drivers are incorporating bigger payouts with the catering. And when you multi-app catering, if your market allows it, or if it's I would say your market allows it, because if your market is busy enough with multiple catering apps, and if those catering apps exist in your market, why not multi-app the same thing you learned with the on-demand apps? Why not multi-app with the catering?
Yeah.
You are going to make 10 times more money than you have made in your entire gig career. Like because of the payouts on the on the catering apps.
I mean, if all the apps went away tomorrow and we were all left to our own devices and they weren't to be replaced real quick, would you go start a UDM's delivery, or would you go start UDM's catering? I would go with the catering because that can be food delivery too. So I would want that brand. I want to go brand it as big as I can.
I would say delivery. Mainly because everything in 2025 and beyond needs some kind of convenient delivery.
Yeah.
It's not just food anymore. I've delivered supplies. You've done curry.
Oh yeah.
People are delivering cars.
Oh yeah.
So it's like if I own a tow truck, or if I want to get into like the hot shot type stuff, like I could deliver vehicles. I know, I'm not gonna say who I know, but I know NFL players, basketball players that go from city to city, and when they get to that city that they may be vacationing in, they don't want to drive their vehicle. They want to have it transported to that location, So you could even put it on on a damn flatbed and just say, hey, you know, bring my vehicle over there, or hot shot, bring my vehicle over there. And then that person has a business, the hot shot business. You know that life,
Oh
Steve.
yeah.
And then just make some money just driving a vehicle all across the country, man. You know, and that's it. So it's like,
That's why I love the B2B space. It pays
I'm
better,
telling
and
you.
you're getting, like, if they say we need, it might be a small order. Everybody's like, when you do curry, you're moving 1,700 pounds of paint. Not always. Sometimes I'm moving 5 pounds of nails.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
because if they don't have those nails, they can't finish framing, and they need to finish framing that day before they end the week.
Look, so can you imagine if I only delivered to construction companies and I say UDM construction delivery,
Yeah.
but it's been raining like hell in South Florida and nobody's placing any orders because nope, ain't nobody out there working like that, because whatever that needs to be done, and I can't deliver it into a construction site with whatever that needs to be delivered.
So
It might be
I'll change. So I'll change my
okay.
answer. Mine would be
Okay.
Steve's Catering and Courier Services.
Well, why focus on catering?
I just wanted to
see
know
what
I have
you're
big
doing there.
bags and carts. And
I just keep it broad. Like UDM's delivery service, you know,
yeah,
what do you deliver? Anything.
yeah.
What? You know, like I remember at some point. All right, so look, I was wearing my Deliver That shirt, right? And it had the Deliver That logo, and somebody was looking like, what do you deliver? Who do you work for? I said, well, this is a Deliver That delivery. And then they were like, yeah, what do you deliver? The fact that they're asking, what do you deliver?
Right.
I could have easily said, like, yeah, catering, which I answered them. I said, I do like catering delivery. But in the sense of what the branding is, right? Like, okay, deliver that. And this is not to like shout them out. I just felt like they were clever with their name, their brand. They're
And
not saying,
yeah.
they're not saying deliver catering delivery or whatever, or catering orders. It's very broad. Deliver that. What do you deliver? I deliver your rug. Yeah, I deliver your catering.
I deliver that.
I deliver that. You know, I deliver this. I deliver that. You know, like it's to me it was clever.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I
I
think the
think
same
that's
thing
the
right now
go-to.
with Delivered. You look at what they just rebranded their name.
No, well, expedite.
Right.
I think they rebranded their name to make it sound more like, hey, look, we'll get it to you and get it to you fast.
Well, but they also have Delivered Tech, and Delivered Tech is the new parent company of all the things they're going to do.
Well,
So, like, I guess my
see
point
that.
is they're seeing what you're seeing, what you're talking about. They're seeing, hey, we can't just be catering. We can't just
Yeah.
niche
But
ourselves. We can't drop a vowel on a word and call ourselves that name.
but I feel they should have done that from day one.
Yeah.
Not the way that they going about it now. Because if they are branded as a catering delivery service, like
Yeah.
for instance, I could go and get a box truck and I can say UDM's delivery service, right?
Yeah.
And I can say whatever I can fit in this box truck, that's what I'm delivering.
Yeah.
If it's a large catering order, I put it in there. I put shelves in there, whatever.
Yep.
It could be your furniture. It could be whatever. But they were branded and partnering completely. I'm not saying that they ran out of time. They had plenty of time to, like, with the rebranding and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if they had started from day one, it would have been easier right now for them. But the minute that they got into, let's say, the tire delivery, those that receive tire offers, they're like, ain't no way I'm doing that, because they're branded for the driver. They're branded as a catering delivery app. Like, I ain't doing no tire delivery through you. No.
Yeah.
But if I used Rodeo, I know I may do some tire delivery through Rodeo. But no, I ain't doing that through Delivered. Give me some catering.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, I guess the thought to everybody is get out there, and for me anyway, my thing is to spend less time in your car. Be in your car less than you were even if you're not making as much as you used to like to, because it's time to reformulate your plan and your, I feel like everybody's going through this huge change right now where it's like a smack of reality that hit us a long time ago, but everybody now is like, well, what do I do?
I believe everybody wants to be in business, but wasn't ready or prepared to be in business and what it really takes to be a business person.
Yeah.
I
mean, most businesses lose money for years.
And I'm not even going to get into that. There's a lot. It's just like, just how, like, it's a strategy behind taxes and everything, where, what they report and the profit and loss. And, like, there's a whole strategy behind all of that, and saving in taxes and not having to pay the IRS what they owe them, or whatever, So it's like, that's a whole nother conversation, but it's once.
But I'm talking about a true startup too, that is just mom and pop going for it. Like they really might not have a salary for years.
I mean, it depends on what the goal is.
Yeah.
Because, all right, look, Steve, I could say I have the best sweet potato pie in all of the South, right? But if I have to be in that kitchen whipping up all them ingredients every day and baking that sweet potato pie every day, there's no mass production, right? Because it's all coming from me. So I'm going to be slaving myself because I love doing it. And it will only be located at one location. But if I could find some way to mass produce this sweet potato pie, and get it sold on a grand scale,
and get it out of your kitchen,
and get it out of my kitchen, that's where the real money comes from, Steve. You know what I'm saying? But I feel most people with a thought.
See, I was just gonna say there was another thought.
Most people with the thought of being in business aren't prepared, or even thinking on the scale of, how can I stop? Like, say, if it's a delivery service, how can I get off the road? Instead, they might be thinking, how can I get away from this app and do it for myself?
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, I get it. There's different ways to do it for yourself. It could either be hiring your own independent contractors and getting it done, or it could be just doing it yourself. But if you do it yourself, you're only one person.
Yeah.
How much more money do you think you're going to make if you're one person and you want to deliver for all these high ticket restaurants, even if they have multiple going in and out? Can you do all of them? You can't.
Yeah.
So it's like, I understand the idea, but I don't think many people are prepared for that conversation.
So as we wind it up here, so do you think that everybody who isn't doing other type gig work of any kind, B2B, catering, if you've just been locked into food, because this is kind of what I see coming, is that literally there's going to be no full-time DoorDashers or Uber Eats people. They're going to be part-time, and they're going to be doing something else too, because they can't live like this anymore.
You really want to know what I see in the future?
Yeah.
Everybody will be operating off of a contract deal they have with some kind of business somewhere. Everybody will be an independent contractor.
Yeah.
Now, DoorDash, at some point, even Uber Eats, will be a competitor to some of these individuals.
Yeah.
If they scale, or if they think about, or their plan is to grow and scale their business, so they don't have to be the one doing all that work in that kitchen, right? So it's like, if they have that plan, and yes, they're going to have some failures. They're going to learn a lot along the way, but the journey is what that gets them to that success, right? But I'm just saying, if they have that plan in place, then DoorDash and Uber Eats will feel that pressure and be forced to either go into another industry, which is what I think they're preparing for.
Yeah.
They getting into all these other different types of stuff. So it's like I feel that's what they're preparing for because they already made billions off of the backs of many drivers
Right.
across the country. And now they're realizing it's dwindling down. So before it actually dwindles down, and the drivers that I think it happened already, there's all these rideshare services that were once drivers of these platforms, and now they're competitors, you know?
Yeah.
So
Or
I
they're
just,
picking off clients too.
but what do you expect to happen?
Well,
You know?
and you're an independent contractor by their own definition.
You
So to
know?
have a
So,
QR code saying, "Hey, I do private rides,"
yeah.
on the back of your seat, that's totally your call.
Yeah. Exactly. You know, and that would be smart to do.
Yeah.
You know, especially if that's something that you love to do, you know?
Oh
So
yeah, dude. I
yeah.
honestly, I've done a lot of ride sharing, but I haven't since the pandemic done much at all. But I will say that even before, like I would pick up clients who I had one guy that was uh he worked for an airline and he would fly out here and there. He loved me taking him to and from the airport. And so when I take him to, he'd say, "Here's my return flight. I'll text you if anything, if I'm running late." But
Yeah.
then I would just be there. We didn't even have to deal with any crap. We just came up with set amounts.
Yeah.
Done.
Done.
He
And
was
that's it.
paying less. I was making more.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
But
that's how it should be.
and I believe the app life has prepared every driver out there on how to, at least business 101, how to get something going for yourself that is very simple. You don't have to make it complicated. You see, this is the lane that they took, but is there another opportunity somewhere else in another industry where they may not even be a competitor of yours?
Yeah.
Because if you're going to be going against the big dogs, then it's going to be a tougher hill to climb. But if you are taking the same type of concept but going into a different industry for something completely different, it'll probably be a lot easier. But it has to be a need for it. It has to be some level of convenience. And if there's no level of convenience in it, you would then have to convince who your target audience is or your target customer is. This is why they need it, like Apple did. Hey,
Yeah.
you need this.
To be honest, we all at some point, no matter what, if you've been around for a while, you benefited from these apps at some
Yeah.
point somehow.
Yeah.
And actually, you got a lot of free lessons. I've been in business for myself. You got a lot of free lessons, whether you know it or not,
Mhm.
on how to run a business. Even those who said, I'm not my own business. This isn't my own business. It actually was. It was. Did you view it as that?
Yeah. Keeping
So
track of all this stuff.
yeah, because you
Yeah.
were given
Yeah.
the tools to actually try and run your own business and see the fails and wins where they were, and then pick to who to partner up with and stuff. All the type of stuff that usually you'd lose a lot of money on starting your own business.
Even with market research.
Yeah, all
Like
that kind of stuff.
learning
Like
how to where everything
patents.
is.
Who knows? A patent applies to you or something, and you got to drop 300
Yeah.
grand on a patent. I mean, like you avoided all that stuff, and you were
Mhm.
given these platforms to freely work on. So, for all the
Mhm.
complaining, I'll say that the gig apps have done all of us wonders
Yep. I agree.
in the big picture. But it's time to start taking that big picture and trying to, as you say, think about
No.
that.
I don't want to say it's time to. If a person is ready to, then I would say take that lane and don't be afraid of it. Right? You're gonna crash. You're gonna crash and burn with some ideas.
Yeah,
Like maybe not all ideas will come crashing and burning, but you're gonna fail.
yeah,
But if you really want it, you're gonna learn from those mistakes, and then you're gonna, like I tell the football team, like if we lose, it's not a loss. It's a learning experience. It's the same thing. It's an L,
yeah.
but it's a learning experience. What not to do or how to do these things better. And once you fine tune those things, then everything will take off at some point.
Yeah.
You just have to have the patience until that happens, and the perseverance to keep on hitting that target every single time.
Yeah. And to the people who are questioning themselves and going, I don't know, I think I could. I've heard this kind of talk too. We've heard it for a long time, but it's gotten a little different. It's morphed a bit into, I think I could be doing better as a W-2. And those are signs to me that you're already knowing you need to go back to a W-2. And there's
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that. There's no shame
yeah,
at all. Go, if that's what you want, do it.
I agree. There's nothing wrong with the W-2. As far as I'm concerned, everyone started somewhere,
Yeah.
right? But if like I said earlier, like business, well, I didn't say this exactly, but business is not for everyone. School is not for everyone. Uh, YouTube is not for everyone. There's a lot of things that's not for everyone, but if you find something that you love, why not get into it, even if it's a W-2?
Yeah.
If you really want to move up that ladder in a specific company because you love this company, oh my gosh, I want to be the head of whatever department at this company, then you go do that,
Yeah.
and be the best that could run that department.
Yeah. I think I heard something in there that I fully agree with. That's, listen, I would take a half paying salary to love what I'm doing, as opposed to double the salary and hate every day that I work.
Yeah. It's crazy to me how the story, I'm not saying this is everybody's story, but when a person is interviewing for a job, they're on their best, they're doing everything, they're practicing with their interview, answering questions, and not stuttering much. And then when they get the job, they're super excited. And then when they get comfortable with the job, it turns into a place of, man, I really don't want to go. I really don't want
Yeah.
to get up. That alarm, put it on snooze. Like, if your job, you love it, then by all means, go get that W-2, whatever that job is.
Yeah.
You just gotta love it as much as what you said. I can't repeat what you said, how you said it. Can you repeat it for me?
Basically, that you just, I think it's more important that you love what you're doing.
Mhm.
A lot of people go for the money sign.
Yeah,
Don't go for the money sign. With time, like you were saying, anything can come from growing in a space.
yeah,
You can grow that a bit, but if you don't love it, you're gonna quit it in 2 years.
yeah. I agree.
You will. The money, it doesn't matter if you're being paid 100 grand. If the job sucks that bad, you'll quit.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
do what you love. Be happy, because if you're not happy, it shows. It carries over to others. People aren't going to want to work with you,
Mhm.
and so if you're not loving it, move on.
Including these gig apps, like sitting out there. If you enjoy sitting out there for 18 hours, I've seen it, for 18 hours and just waiting for an offer so you could do your DoorDash. Hey, if that's what you love, hey, by all means, do your thing. But I don't recommend it. Mainly
No.
because it was the you've been in the trucking industry. What's the DOT standard? What is it? 11 hours? Like, you can't drive
Yeah,
longer.
yeah. It's different for for interstate, but I think it's nothing more than 12 ever, but 10, 11, yeah.
But the point I'm getting to is even Uber adopting that 12-hour rule, like
You
you
can just
gotta
flip onto Lyft.
I know. But what I'm saying, the point is there's a limit, you know, that limit of being on the road, because it can be hazardous, not just to you, but to other
Right.
people out there. You got
Yeah.
to get some rest. But if that's what you love to do, you want to work DoorDash, you want to work Uber, you want to work Instacart, whatever. You want to do some prepped vacation deliveries,
Yeah.
Hey, if that's what you love to do, you do that.
But go the extra mile, get your tips, communicate with people. Be the person they don't expect on the apps.
Yeah. But this is I feel like we're wrapping up here.
Yeah.
Right? Are we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel if you're gonna do something very well, I believe doing it for yourself opens you up to a lot more, to the success you may want or the accomplishments you would like to achieve.
Yep.
It opens you up to a lot more than you think if you did it more for yourself. Because I just found out, hear me out. I just found out that in certain circumstances, DoorDash charges $27 for catering delivery.
To who? wait, what?
If you want catering delivery, DoorDash charges $27.
Okay.
If you want a package delivered,
Yeah.
Uber charges $15.
Yeah.
Oh, you know that part.
I think everybody should not be doing that stuff. That's that Uber Connect that's gone into Eats now. I think that's very sketchy.
But just
Be
think
very
about what I
careful.
just said, right? These platforms, what would they offer you for a DoorDash catering delivery? It would probably be $7
Yeah.
as the base. Think about what I'm saying here, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm finding out DoorDash is charging $27, and they're probably giving the driver maybe under $10 for the catering base pay, but then the driver gets the tip of that catering delivery.
And really, a customer sees it as $27 for catering. That's pretty good. And that
Yeah.
means the driver's getting 27. He's doing pretty good.
You
But
would think.
really, DoorDash isn't doing any more than just a simple transaction for a single McDonald's order.
Yeah.
Because they're just pushing through a different order.
Yeah.
Of a different size. And they're not scaling it to make sure the driver's paid correctly.
Because it's just a catering delivery.
Yeah.
So take that information and you do what you want with it. But I just feel, and I'm standing on it, 10 toes down. Look, if you love to do something, doesn't matter what it is. If you found a way to cut out the middleman, or if you can find a way to cut out the middleman, I would say do that. Yes, you're still running your own business. Yes, you're going to have your own private clients you now have to service. I get it. But if you want to scale it, to me, it's going to be a different experience as far as what you earn on a daily basis or how often you do it. It's going to be a different experience than you would think. Like, for instance, the DoorDash example. If you want to charge $27 for a catering delivery, and that's without setup, Steve, I forgot to mention that. That's without setup.
So you can choose no setup and it's 27, but then if you choose setup, there's going to be some more fees.
There may be some, well, we know DoorDash, right? So there will be some more fees, right? At least I would think so, right? But just think about it. If they're paying you $7 or under $10 to do that catering delivery and they're keeping 20, right?
Yeah.
Why not just go for the 27?
Yeah.
That's my take on it. That's all I really wanted to.
And also, they're not doing anything more.
It's just a transaction
than the normal transaction.
That's it.
They're just boxing it differently and making it look pretty to the customer. Like, look at this thing we offer.
And guess who's still doing the job? You.
Yeah. I guess hey, if nothing else, if nothing else is taken from this too, like if you haven't played with ChatGPT much, get on there and put some crazy things in it. Hey, how can I up my game? Like, just start playing with it. You'll find some really crazy stuff coming back at you that makes sense.
And I'll tell you this, especially with ChatGPT. This may be scary to you, but the more it knows about you, the more it can help you.
Yeah.
The more it knows, even though, not just about you, personal life. No. The more it knows about what you want it to do for you,
Right.
Like it might be business, it might be whatever. The more it can do for you. So if you feed it information, it will then be able to understand what you needed to do. And over time, if you gave it enough information, it will then be tailored, like be your own little assistant
Yeah.
to handle everything you need handled.
And
It's crazy.
you're more likely to get a result on a first search
Yes.
as opposed to going down the chat GPT hole of
Yeah.
them saying, okay, I understood. Here's the results. Would you like me to dig deeper into this? Because it's also learning your language, how you speak.
Yeah. Like, why is Steve coughing so much right now?
Yeah. I know exactly. Or why does
What
he
did he
omit why
eat?
does he omit the word the? Maybe I don't use the word the. Like it's
Yeah.
learning that. Like, why doesn't he
Yeah.
use that word?
Yeah.
But I'm getting it. He doesn't
Yeah.
use it, and I get him now.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it, y'all. So,
Yeah.
Steve, I appreciate you having me as a guest here, sir. I don't know if
Always.
there's any other questions you have for me.
No, I think that was good, man. I think I just kind of wanted to roll through those. Don't get on my opinion, don't get on the bots, you guys. Don't do that stuff. That's
You're
just
giving them
just my
access,
opinion.
giving them more access, and I don't think that's well, I don't even know nowadays with all these data breaches. I don't know.
I know, but giving it yourself the information to somebody
Yeah.
could constitute down the road that you engaged into a contract with somebody illegally.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's just different roads with that. My personal opinion is just stay away from them. If you can't make it work without the bots, then just forget it.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, man. So, Steve, I appreciate you having me on here, man. I do have to go.
Yeah. You're good.
Everyone that was able to attend, a shout out to y'all. I
Thank you,
see
everybody.
Bubba Sue, Blue Wolf, Hulk Smash, Living in Cyprus, and some other people that I may have missed. But shout out to all of
Even
you.
Oscar, Kim,
Even Oscar, yeah,
Canadian.
yeah,
Yeah, there's a
yeah.
lot of people have been passing through, but they've been having their own conversation. I've been watching it off to the side.
But shout
So,
out to you, Steve. We kind of planned this. What is this, like a few weeks ago?
yeah.
Yeah, and I actually enjoyed this conversation, man. So anytime you want to have me back on to
Yeah.
either continue or update this conversation,
No, you got me
I'm
thinking. So, like, when we're done, I'm gonna go have some think process moments and try and plot my new maneuver. So,
hey, no problem, no problem. Hey, as long as it's the gig app life, I have a lot of strong opinions about it, very
yeah,
strong opinions, especially seeing how it has evolved from when I started to where it is now, and also what I have seen and what I've heard in this day and age, with drivers, how they make their money and stuff like that. So
yeah,
there's a lot of conversations I'm ready to have with you about that. So
yeah. I liked this conversation too. And to be honest, people, I guess my final thing to you all is don't underestimate yourself. Don't
no,
underestimate your value.
right.
You're on this world once.
Yeah.
This is it. This is your ride. Like, what are you gonna do with it? You gonna sit in your car and wait for like we've been saying today? Like, you gonna sit in your car and wait for $3 orders to come through twice,
Yeah.
or are you gonna up the game? Like, just change it.
Yeah.
Change it.
I
So
agree.
UDM, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you back here next time.
All right, y'all.